Good afternoon, members, officers. Welcome to this afternoon's Environment and Licensing Committee. I hope you had a good Christmas and Happy New Year to you all. Item 1, we'll kick straight off with that. Are there any apologies for absence or substitutions? None, thank you. Item 2 is to approve as a correct record the minutes of the meeting held on 31st of October. May I have a proposer for that, please? Thank you, Councillor Towsey-Hinton, and a seconder. Councillor Palin, thank you. Those for? That pen. Against? Abstentions? Thank you. Item 3. Are there any declarations of interest? Smashing. Item 4. This report will be introduced by Mr. Neelan. Yes? You're going to do that? Far away, please.
So the subject of the report is the National Register of Taxi Licence Refusals, Revocations and Suspensions. Was previously an optional register. Sorry, yeah, it's because I've forgotten my report and then I've had to work off the computer. Oh, thank you, yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. So it's relating to the National Register of Taxi Licence Refusal and Revocations. The report lays out the background and the summary of it. It's now mandatory. It's where drivers have a refusal, a revocation or a suspension. They are put on the report. It's so that other local authorities will be aware of that if they need to check the fitness and propriety of drivers when they're given considering applications from them. It's something that we look at. We've been doing it for a period of time. It's now mandatory. There is an option to put retrospective decisions on, which I think is a good idea. The report talks about a recommendation of 11 years. We considered that and we thought that was probably a bit long, so we have put for a recommendation of 5 years. Don't know if anybody's got any questions on the report.
No. Okay, lovely.
Got one.
Okay? Oh, sorry, Councillor Ellis, thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I'm pleased to hear that the council derived value from the consultation process. That's excellent. I wonder, Kevin, could you just confirm that the council's enforcement policy has been and will be proportionate and appropriate?
It's just another bit of information that comes to us when we are making a decision. All applications are based in line with the policy for doing so, but also on a case-to-case basis. There have been instances where drivers have had action taken against them by other local authorities, and we've considered it. It can go either way. We look at each case individually and we'll continue to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Neelan. So are there any further questions or clarification required? Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Chair. So, Kevin, you mentioned about recommendation of 11 years, but Gedling have chosen to, or suggesting that we only retrospectively record them from 5 years. So could you just sort of give a bit of background why you think Gedling ought to be different to, is it a national recommendation, 11 years?
It's in the report. So I think best practice was seen as 11 years, but to go back 11 years seemed like quite a long period of time. There's no recommendation to go back at all, there's no need to go back at all, but 11 years did seem quite a long time, so we did settle on 5 years.
And sorry, just to follow up on that one, do you know what other local authorities' thoughts are on this?
No, we've not consulted widely on the 5 year, on the reason to go back for 5 years. not with other local authorities.
I think just to add from the legal point of view, we are legally entitled to keep, for new registrations, the information on the register for an 11-year period. Ergo, when looking at retrospective data, the best practice says it's 11 years. But when looking at something that may have occurred to cause an entry on the register, it's unlikely there would be very many that are older than 5 years that would cause the council concern. And it was felt slightly excessive to go back for an 11-year period to put something on that in essence would have probably no effect at all on any new application that they were to put in. So I think that was the theory behind it. But no, other local authorities I don't believe were consulted on it.
Thank you. Any further questions, comments? Lovely, thank you. I'll proceed then to read the 5 recommendations and we can vote on those accordingly. Thank you. So, recommendation number 1 is that members note the legal position regarding the use of the NR3S register. May I have a proposer? Thank you. Seconder? Thank you. Those 4? That's unanimous. Yes, sorry. This.
Thank you, Chair. Would it not make more sense just to do them all on block?
I can do all 5, but it's if we're all happy that this is a block vote, yes? Okay, that's fine. I therefore propose that as a block we adopt the recommendations in the report proposed by Councillor Ellis and seconded by Councillor Palin. Those 4? Unanimous. Thank you. Moving on to item 5. I wish to recommend that this item is deferred to the next available meeting. This will give officers time to consider comments received from a member of the trade regarding the information contained within the policy. It will also allow us to consider amending the format of the proposed policy so that it is included in the Gedling Borough Council Statement of Policy and Guidelines for the licensing of hackney carriage drivers, private hire drivers and private hire operators. So those 4. That's unanimous. Thank you. Item 6. There are no other items that the Chair deems urgent. And item 7. We move to the exclusion of the press and public, but I will just say, I should have done this at the beginning. There's been this is for the purposes of the general public that are viewing. The camera is stuck in one position, so we're unable to pan to show people's faces, but the content is the same and you will be able to hear everything that's said. So thank you in that first part of the meeting. But now at item 7, we're going to I move that under section 100A4 of the Local Government Act 1972, that the public and press be excluded from the meeting during consideration of the ensuing report on the grounds that the report involves the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in paragraph 7 of part 1 of schedule 12A of the Local Government Act 1972. Thank you, Ben. Oh yes, sorry, beg your pardon. Those 4? That's unanimous, thank you.